So hi guys, my name is Nachiketa. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna solve a problem of Twitter sentiment analysis. It's a natural language processing problem, and I'm gonna use all the pre-processing techniques that I've talked about so far in my previous playlist. So make sure you've seen all those videos. I'm gonna combine all those techniques in this video. And before getting started, if you're new to this channel, I regularly make videos on artificial intelligence related topics. So do consider subscribing. And with that, let's get started. So first of all, the general steps: we import pandas as PD, we import the NLTK library, and I'm gonna read the tweets dataset. I'm gonna give the link for that in the description. It's available on Kaggle. And first step is to, of course, read the dataset, right, using pd.read_csv. And over here I'm printing the first 5 rows, right? So let's look at how the dataset looks like, right? So you can see it's data about all the tweets, right? Here is the output column, basically the sentiment of the tweet, which is neutral, positive or negative. And this is the confidence, basically how sure it is about that sentiment, right? And these are many other parameters. The main thing which we're going to be using is this text column, right? This contains the actual tweet, right? And using this tweet, we have to make a classification. There are other parameters like the location and stuff like that, but we're not going to be using that for now. So let's get started with the first steps of data pre-processing. This is the most important part, right? Cleaning your data. So over here, the shape of the data is 14640 rows and 15 columns, right? So first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the tweets for which the confidence level is less than 50%, right? If you're not sure about the sentiment, there's no point in having it in the data set, right? So I'm doing that using this line, using tweets.drop. And over here, what I'm basically doing is I'm getting all the index values for columns in which the airline sentiment confidence is less than 0.5 or 50%, right? Axis equal to 0 basically means you're gonna dropping it along the rows, right? So once you drop these rows, if you check the shape, you will see it's 14,404 rows, right? So approximately 230 rows have been reduced. After that, we'll have to first get an input and we have to get an output. That is what we're going to give to the model, right? So I'm taking the tweets column and I'm renaming it as X, and I'm taking the sentiment column and renaming it as Y, right? So X contains all the tweets, right? Now all the text values. So you have to first clean it, right? We have talked about techniques like removing stop words, removing punctuation marks, using stemming and lemmatization. So I've discussed these separately in my previous videos. Watch that first if you're not sure about that. So I'm simply going to show you how to implement them, right? So first step is from nltk.corpus import stop words, right? And we also gonna be importing a model called string, and we're gonna be importing Porter stemmer, right? So basically stop words are words like is, that, and, all articles, words which are not relevant in the meaning. We're gonna be removing that, right? Stemming is basically to reduce words to their base form. Like if you have words like jump, jumping, and jumped, you would use that to jump, right? So we're removing unnecessary words, right? So I've talked about these in detail in my previous videos. Do watch that. So first step, I'm getting all the English stop words and I'm storing it in a variable called stop_words. I'm getting all the punctuation symbols from the string library and storing it as punct. I'm going to be removing punctuation marks as well from my data set, and I'm calling the Porter stemmer function and storing it as stemmer. Right, I hope it's clear so far. We are just getting started with data cleaning. So we also import a module called RE for regular expressions. I'm going to show you why we're doing that. So first we create a list, empty list called clean data, right? I'm going to clean my data and I'm going to store it in this. All right, so how do I do that? So first of all, I run a for loop along my entire range of the data set, right? And basically what I'm going to do is first I grab one row, and re.sub is basically a method of using regular expressions. What I'm doing is, if there's any expression which is not a letter, right? If it's not A to Z or it's not in capital A to Z, I'm going to replace that. I'm going to substitute that with an empty space. That is what this sub function does. So that's how it works. So basically we're removing all non-characters. After that, what I'm doing is I'm converting all the words into lower cases. So we do that using tweet.lower, and after that I'm calling the split function. So basically it will split the sentence into a list of words. And after that is the most important line. This is a way of writing list comprehension. What I'm doing is I'm running a for loop, right? So for word in tweet, basically running through each word in that list of words, and if that word is not a stop word, and if that word is not a punctuation mark, only then I'm gonna stem it and save it in this list, right? I stem it by using stemmer.stem and give the input of word. So this is a complex way of writing a list comprehension, but you get that done in one line. And also we didn't need to even remove punctuation marks because that has already been removed over here, right, in the regular expression substitution line. I just wanted to show you how you give two conditions inside a list comprehension, which is why I wrote it over here. And once that is done, you're done. You basically have a list of all cleaned words. You have removed the stop words, you have removed punctuation marks, and basically now you're joining the list of words. In that list, words are separated by a comma. You're basically joining that with a space, right? So it becomes one big sentence. After that, you just append that sentence in this clean data, right? So if you print that over here, you can see this how all your sentences look like. Stop words will have been removed. Also, there's a repeating word in every line, which is Virgin America. This is basically at the rate name of the company, and there's also something called as the unit. So I'm going to remove these later as well because they don't have a consequence on the meaning. Now coming to the output column, this is how your output is, right? It's basically in words, neutral, negative and positive. We have to convert that into numbers. So I'm doing that over here. I'm creating a list of all three classes and I'm applying a lambda function. Basically what this is doing is it's taking each word in my output column y and it's applying this function to it, right? So basically it's finding the index of that particular word. So basically say it encounters a word neutral in my output column, it's gonna pass it to this function and it's gonna find the index of that word in this list. So if I get neutral, I'll get index 1, right? If I get positive as the word, my index will be 2. So it's gonna substitute that with the 0, 1 and 2s in that data set. So when you print it now, the first 5 rows, you can see that it's been converted into numbers, right? So that has been done. Now the final step, you have this list of words, you have to convert that into numbers as well, right? So for this we're using the bag of words approach. I have explained that in detail in my previous video, and you basically are going to form a table in which each column will be a different word and you're going to be representing them with their frequencies, right? So for that we use count vectorizer function, which is present in sklearn.featureextraction.text, and here I'm calling that function. And basically you can specify how many features you want, right? So what bag of words does that for each word in the entire document, it's gonna form a separate column, right? So it becomes around 10-20,000 columns. We don't want that. So when I set max feature as 3000, only 3000 words which were the most frequently occurring will be reserved, rest will be removed. You can change that if you want. And here basically I'm specifying words in America and unit in my stop words list, right? And what this will do is it will remove these two words as well before forming a bag of words, right? Because we didn't need that. And basically to create a bag of words, you call the fit transform function, you supply that data, and when you call the toArray function, it will present that in a matrix format. And if you see the shape of your data set, it's basically 1404 rows and 3000 columns, right? Because the max features were set as 3000. So your input is ready, your output is ready. We simply have to call the machine learning model which you want to use. We can also use a recurrent neural network, but let's just keep things simple for now. I'm calling the multinomial naive Bayes function from sklearn. Naive Bayes model does surprisingly well in text classification because it's based on the probabilities. It's calculating the probability of a sentiment based on the probability of the words. It does well for text classification. I'm calling it train test split function, right? And I'm splitting the data set over here into training and testing section. My model will be trained on the training set and then we'll test it on the testing set, all right? And when I say test size is equal to 0.3, basically means that 30% of the data set is reserved for testing and 70% for training, right? So I call model.fit to train the model and give the training section as the input. And you can make predictions now once your model is trained using model.predict, and all the predictions has been stored in y_pred. Now to check the accuracy of the model, we call something called as the classification report, which is gonna give you different parameters like the precision, recall, F1 score, everything about your data set. You simply have to call it, you have to supply your predictions and the actual test values, and you can see the results over here. I've made a separate video on which I have explained what precision recall is. I'm not going to do that in this video. You can simply look at the F1 score to get a rough idea about your model and the average accuracy, which is 77%. And you'll notice that it's performing better for one class, just your zero class, and it's not performing as well as for different classes, right? That is because the dataset is imbalanced. You can see the support column. Support column basically indicates how many instances of a particular class was used. So for this zeroth class, you had 2799 examples, and for the rest of the classes, you had 850 and 660 examples. Dataset is imbalanced, that's why there's a difference in the accuracy for different classes. And your overall accuracy was 77%. You can do many things to improve it. You can try different models, you can try recurrent neural networks. Also, you can do lemmatization instead of stemming. That ought to improve your accuracy as well, because you can see there are some words in your dataset which do not make sense, and that is a con of your stemming process, which I've talked about in previous videos. So you can replace the stemming operation by lemmatization. But that was it for this video. This was how you create a model from start, how you build a natural language processing model. You start by data cleaning, text cleaning, and then you arrive at the model training and prediction part. So if you did like this video, do like it and subscribe to this channel. And if there's anything else you would want to see, do leave that in the comments. And yeah, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.